So hii kiburi ya nini? Siwachane nayo. We are all the same before the eyes of God.
Hoya guys, back to our YouTube channel. Thanks for your great support. Nyinyi ni watu wa nguvu zaidi. Nasema asanteni kuendelea kusupport hii channel. Kwa hivyo guys, kila mara huwa nakuambia kwamba ukiona nimekupostia tu, ujue mambo yamechemka mahali na nataka ujionee mwenyewe. And that's why kwa hii video, I don't want you to swipe up. Nataka tu uangalie step by step and you're going to realize that this man is a one-term president. Kitu ya kwanza, William Ruto anapokea kivumbi makanisani. And I want to ask you, ni mara ngapi William Ruto ameonywa makanisani? Mara ngapi William Ruto ameshambuliwa makanisani? Na bado anaendelea zaidi. Na amekuwa too much. Na hii government yake imekuwa worse. Ni mara ngapi?
Hii kiburi ya nini? Shuka. Because when you become proud, God resists you.
Kwa sababu ukiwa mwenye kiburi, Mungu anakupinga.
But he gives grace.
Lakini yeye upeana neema
to the humble.
Kwa walio wanyenyekevu.
Walk in humility.
Tembea katika unyenyekevu.
Don't begin telling us how much you have because that's your business.
Usianze kutuambia vile ulivyo navyo kwa sababu hiyo ni shughuli yako.
Don't intimidate us with your position.
Usitukandamize na nafasi yako.
Yeah.
Ndio.
All of us.
Sote.
One day we will die.
Siku moja tutakufa.
And we will stand before God.
Na tutasimama mbele za Mungu.
We will not go with our cars and our houses.
Hatutaenda na magari yetu na nyumba zetu.
We'll leave everything here.
Tutaacha kila kitu hapa.
So, hii kiburi ya nini? Siwachane nayo. We are all the same before the eyes of God.
Sote tuko sawa mbele ya macho ya Mungu.
Na huyo ni Pastor Lai. Alikuwa na attack William Ruto face to face in church. And wakati ambapo William Ruto alikuwa anasimama kuzungumza, hii ndio kitu alisema. Sikiza.
I want to tell you, Bishop, as you have said, God is healing our nation. God is healing our economy.
Anajifanya tu yeye ni mcha Mungu, but already Pastor Lai alikuwa amemshambulia. And now today, mambo yamemchemukia. Why? Reason number one, William Ruto amekatanisha free primary and secondary education. Na hii pia imeload fallout between yeye na Professor Kithure Kindiki. Because now, John Mbadi ametumwa na William Ruto kusema kwamba hatuna do za kufund free education in Kenya. And now, Professor Kithure Kindiki anakuja anasema kwamba hiyo yote ni nini? Hiyo yote ni mauongo. But now Professor Kithure Kindiki asha realize hizi pesa William Ruto anaendelea withdraw kumpatia atembeze za empowerment programs zimeanza kuleta njaa. And that's why Rigathi Gachagua pia anajaribu kutuambia. So guys, kabla tufikia hapo kwa John Mbadi na Professor Kithure Kindiki na Rigathi Gachagua, and show me like video. Anasema thanks kwa hiyo like yako. Kwa hivyo guys, nyinyi ni watu wa nguvu zaidi. Wakati ambapo mnaenda kulike video, acha Mungu aweze kukutetea na kupiganie.
Kenya Kwanza administration will go out of its way to make sure we do not roll back the gains our country has made in assuring free and compulsory primary education, which includes also secondary education. Please ignore the naysayers. We cannot afford in this time in history to roll back the tremendous progress that our nation has made to make education accessible and affordable, especially at primary and secondary level. We cannot roll back those gains, and I want to assure you we will make all the necessary interventions to make sure that our education remains affordable, accessible, relevant, and of high quality.
Unaona watu wangu? So hawa jamaa wamesha realize ya kwamba Rigathi Gachagua anatambua kila kitu ambacho kinaendelea. William Ruto anafanya withdrawal za pesa kutumia kwa hii mambo ya empowerment programs. Na ukiangalia hii mambo ya empowerment programs guys, inapeana wamama 64 bob. Naona watu wangu, mnaenda pale na mamilioni wa mama wanaona, wakati wa kugawa mnapeana kwa group 2000. Wakidivide kwa hiyo group yao ya 31 members, utakuja kuona kwamba ni 64 bob. Unaona watu wangu, that's why Rigathi Gachagua anatuambia maukweli, na nikakwambia Rigathi Gachagua once aliwork na William Ruto, then to expect it to Rigathi Gachagua kutuambia ukweli na tukubalie. Sikiza.
I have just seen a clip in 2017 when William Ruto was deputy president. He was saying that if re-elected together with Uhuru Kenyatta, free education for primary and secondary will continue.
Mpaka form 4 watasoma bila malipo yoyote. Sasa kuanzia Januari mwaka ujao, masomo kutoka standard 1 mpaka form 4 itaendelea bila ya wazazi kulipa school fees.
He is president. He has trashed all that. And what is sad is that this money that was meant for free education has been diverted by the National Treasury, by the experts ODM brought to government. They have diverted money for education. The money is channeled through the security sectors, is withdrawn in cash and given to William Ruto. This money William Ruto uses to bribe leaders, church leaders, to bribe members of parliament, to bribe members of the county assembly, to bribe everybody in Kenya for political support. The back of this money is what Soprano is using all over the country. This money that was meant for education is what this Soprano guy is having helicopters, the way Professor has said. Today they were in Mombasa. The helicopters are almost having an accident in the air because of the sheer number of helicopters hovering all over. And this is money that was meant for education. And I cannot understand how Soprano, who is a professor, would want to take part in going round wasting money meant for education on nonsense and politics. But sometimes I was just thinking about it last night. How did we get here? Why is William Ruto destroying education? And I thought about it at night, and I have come to the conclusion is the advisors he has chosen. William Ruto has been very advisors, very educated, but they are all flower girls. They don't advise him on anything, they are just for show. I was his deputy, so I know. When I tell you, I know what happens. He has two advisors whom he takes advice from. Oscar Sudi, who is a standard 3 dropout. Farouk Kibet, who is a standard 6 dropout. So these two advisors have no value for education. So they have advised William Ruto to get money meant for education and take it to bribe people on useless empowerment programs that are not empowering anybody. I saw a lady in Kisii complaining that after spending the whole day for the empowerment program, she has a group of 31 people that were given 2,000 shillings. All this money is stolen by Soprano and the members of parliament. And this is the money that was meant for education. William Ruto has been very advisors, very educated, but they are all flower girls. They don't advise him on anything, they are just for show. I was his deputy, so I know. When I tell you, I know what happens. He has two advisors whom he takes advice from. Oscar Sudi, who is a standard 3 dropout. Farouk Kibet, who is a standard 6 dropout. So these two advisors have no value for education. So they have advised William Ruto to get money meant for education and take it to bribe people on useless empowerment programs that are not empowering anybody. I saw a lady in Kisii complaining that after spending the whole day for the empowerment program, she has a group of 31 people that were given 2,000 shillings. All this money is stolen by Soprano and the members of parliament. And this is the money that was meant for education.
And don't forget, Rigathi Gachagua anasema hivyo.
If we fail to defeat Kasongo in 2027, I will quit politics for good to avoid that shame. I will never allow the united opposition to split and hand over Kasongo an easy victory. I am not in this to become president. I'm here to remove Ruto from power and make him a one-term. I want him to taste the same humiliation I felt when they orchestrated my impeachment. His downfall is the only justice that will heal my wounds. For my heart to heal, Ruto must fall. Unaona guys, hiyo ni intention ya Rigathi Gachagua na nilikuwa nimekuambia.
And that's why Pastor Nuri is telling us that the only person anaweza peleka William Ruto nyumbani by the combination of Rigathi Gachagua ni Stephen Kalonzo. Why? Sikiza.
But now go back. Do you know in Machakos, you can never preach, you cannot be able to preach in Mulumutisia ground. No pastor is allowed to preach there because that's the altar of Mulumutisia that rules the Ukambani. That is one factor that makes Ruto never to succeed.
Kalonzo.
Number two, look at the Kahawa Barracks. Kahawa Barracks was supposed to be built where? In Machakos. But who transferred it there? Look at Machakos, was supposed to be a big city, but it was cut into pieces. Machakos is supposed to go to Thika. Then come this way. Ikuje mpaka Konsa, nini? Malaa, uko Malaa. Upande Embakasi. Parts of Embakasi. Kule view, inetangwa
Airport view.
Airport view. That's Ukambani. That's Machakos. The Jomo Kenyatta International itself is supposed to in the Machakos ground. But who's nani alikatakata? That is what the factors that are hindering Kalonzo to become the president. Until he is able to address those issues, he will never become one. He will always be escorting. Because I remember there is this lady, there's a lady that spoke much on the ship. Her name was?
Fevangunyi.
Fevangunyi, yeah, Fevangunyi. Ngunyi said, there's one that looks like a sheep.
Lives among the sheep.
Lives among the sheep. And there's the one that does not look like he lives among the sheep. If you go with this one that does not that looks like lives like a sheep, you will face tribulation for the next 5 years. And this is Ruto.
So let us go to candidate A. This is the man that God will use. I'm speaking about candidate A. I've said about candidate A, candidate B, and candidate C. Candidate A, this is the man that God will use to fulfill his agendas in this nation. He has many weaknesses, one of them being seen to hate the church. But God, in his own wisdom, has chosen to work with this man. God will use him as a bridge to connect this nation to candidate C. Candidate B. God searches the intentions of the heart of a man. And then the intentions of this man to become the president has been found wanting, and it is of great concern in the eyes of the Lord. You cannot hide from men. You can hide from men, but you cannot hide from God. This man lives among the sheep, bleats like a sheep, looks like a sheep, but inside he is not a sheep. If this man becomes the president, then get prepared for him to stay in the seat of power as long as he wants. If you, the church, continues to push your way to have this man as the president, you will have delayed the destiny of this nation for a number of years. Let me go to candidate C. As I mentioned earlier, this man is connected to candidate A. The same way God raised David and prepared him to become a king when Saul was ruling the nation of Israel will be the same case in this nation. At the background, God will be preparing candidate C, who is our David as the nation of Kenya, to take over from candidate A And this is the man, now candidate C, who will usher this nation to its prophetic destiny. The church and Kenyans, the choice is yours, whether to cooperate with me, God, or not. If you choose my way, I'll back you up. But if you choose your way, you will be on your own. You have the power to accelerate the destiny of this nation or delay it. That says the Spirit of God.
The man that the hand of God was on was Kalonzo Musyoka. And this is how I normally tell people, the hand of God can be on you, but the altars will speak against you. Yes. You need to address this altar that can hinder you from becoming. You can be a good pastor, but there are altars that speak against you in your family. We have preachers in Nairobi who are very wealthy, but they are not able to build a church for God. They are still preaching in the Mabati churches. And this is what P.Ruto was using as a challenge. They are wealthy who are driving 18 million car. Ako na gari kama ine za 30 million. Ziko hivi 18 million. Nakuta ako na gari kama 10, that is 54 million. 60 million car. Ziko kwa parking yake. Lakini ana preach kwa kanisa ya Mabati. Why? It is not him that does not want. Ikifika ni luxury, you get it. But ikifika to address the issue of God, unasimamishwa. Are you getting me? So there are factors that hinder this man. When he's led by somebody, he flourishes. When he's led by Raila, Kalonzo becomes a superhero to the entire nation. And he's liked by everybody. But now when it gets to him to eat his cake, the cake inanyanganywa inaenda. Because there is an altar that speaks in his life. They will crop something at sasa. Saizi everybody in his favor. Right now as we are talking, everybody wanasema Kalonzo. But something will just crop and it will go. Because of that Mulumutisia garden and because of the Ukambani. I wish I can remember this woman. Mekateleli wa Mensa.
Mekateleli wa Mensa. Huyo sio nini?
No, walikuwa kwa hiyo group ya Mekateleli wa Mensa. There is this other woman.
Tunaangalia.
Kwenye milima ya Mua. Wanasema huyo mwanamke, her spirit iko kwa hiyo Mua Hills. Na ana control the politics of Kambani sana. So not unless we have...
Kuna huyo anaitwa sio Tune Wakathuke. Sijui kama
sio huyo. Kuna mwingine?
Najaribu kuangalia hapa.
Just be looking at them. And this is what has really costed the Kalonzo factor to become the president. Despite that God is on his side. Maybe Google Mua Hills. Despite of God being on his side, God can be on your side, but the altars speaks against you. There are people who are supposed to be rich. There are people who are supposed to be big in the society, but the territorial altars speaks against them. Territorial altars, names, and even blood altars speaks against them.
Before tufuatilie mambo ya Mua Hills, we're still on the Kalonzo factor. So, eventually, right now everybody is talking about Kalonzo being the perfect match.
Yes.
So if you think...
And he cuts a national figure. He cuts the image of a national leader. Unlike Wamunyoro.
What's the difference between Kalonzo and Wamunyoro?
Wamunyoro is more centralized in Mount Kenya. More centralized. He has identified himself like a Mulima. He went to Seattle, he called the Seattle people Kikuyus only. And they had Ngemi
Festival, I think.
Yes. You see, he's trying to come out of it, but there's something that is pulling him into it. And this is a machinery. The machinery in the government is really trying to make him look a tribal. And even also the people with him. Because if Matiang'i is with him, Uhuru is there. Are you getting me? If Matiang'i is with the team, Uhuru is there. If Raila will come and then say, whoever Tosha, Uhuru is there. So I don't see Uhuru wanting Wamunyoro to cut the image of, to cut a national image. They would prefer to work with Kalonzo rather than working with Wamunyoro. Wamunyoro is somebody that you cannot be able to predict. It is good to remove somebody like Ruto, but it is not good to become.
So
not according to me, according to Kina Uhuru, according to the people, the status quo. Even Kalonzo, even Ruto, we prefer to lose to Kalonzo, not to lose to Wamunyoro.
Why Wamunyoro?
He will sleep in jail the second after he's sworn. The next minute, he will be arrest this man. There are people. There are the people. Systems of the government will work against them. You see, Matiba was popular than Kibaki.
Yeah.
But the Kenyatta government, Kenyatta family organized for Kibaki to be sacked from a minister of health. And then they gave him money and a political party and an office. They gave him DP. DP was from the Kenyatta family, Gengi Muigai and Kongo Muigai. They're the one that had the party. Kibaki had gone to Mombasa to just have his white cap and forget about the whole story. But they went to visited him and told him, now because you've been sacked, we need you to get into politics because you are the one who saved. Remember when they went for Matiba, for Kibaki, Matiba was already shining. But they didn't go. They didn't want to support Matiba, who was already shining. They went for Kibaki. And they picked up Kibaki, gave him money, 40 million, and gave him a political party, DP. And gave him an office at the Bruce House. And then the party became so strong, so powerful. Then networks were done very fast and the Kibaki became a powerhouse. Only for him to come and divide the Kikuyu votes. Moi came power again. That was the agenda of the Kenyatta family. Because they feared Matiba. Matiba was a radical. Matiba was to bring radical changes in this country. So there are status quo people that will sit with the enemy of the country for the sake of them to have access to power or the control of the power.
So eventually you see if Wamunyoro, if he gets an opportunity.
If he gets an opportunity, Ruto will prefer losing to Kalonzo. He will support Kalonzo indirectly.
Rather than Wamunyoro.
But again, Ruto, Kalonzo will lose it again because he will not have addressed the issues from Ukambani.
Wow. Now, let's talk about Baba. This is the last question.
Yes.
Baba is really pushing for the conclave, dialogue. The whole idea of, the government coming up together with different stakeholders and having a dialogue on what's happening to the country.
Baba has lost the image. Baba never thought that there could be a massive demonstration in Kenya where he is not involved. Baba has never slept to imagine that there is an outfit that can work in Kenya without him. So what has just dawned on him, he has lost it. And remember during the Sabasaba, he tried to say, Sabasaba ni yetu, tutaenda Kamukunji, and nobody listened to him. He had to abandon the plot. He had to abandon the horse because aliitwa msaliti. Baba lost it when he went to the government of broad-based government. The people that had pushed to get into parliament, have pushed everything, they were pretty sure that at last we are able to suppress the dictators of this nation. But Baba went to rescue them. Remember, Ruto was the one people who rose to power through these dynasties. But he preferred to work with the dynasties other than the people he lied to. That I am coming to power to finish the dynasties.
Yeah.
He worked with the dynasties to kill the people that brought him to power.
The common guys.
The common guys. And that is what the factor that will put him into power. Because everybody, even me, I voted for Ruto because he was talking about the dynasties. Because I would have wanted that now we don't have Kenyattas, we don't have the Mois, we don't have the Ugingas, we don't have the Ngalas, all those people, waenda tu wapumuzike. We have a new revolution, a new crop. And the Ruto was the face of that. But how he was cornered until he lifted up his hands, hata yeye umuulize atakwambia ajui. How he is with Raila, atakwambia sielewi. Maana these people are skinny. They know how to skim around, they know how to move behind you and generate a fire on you, and then they take it over. They took advantage of, you see, Raila was confessing what I told you before they even came together. Before even this chaos came, I told you about Uhuru and Raila working together to destabilize Ruto. And once they found an opportunity, Raila yesterday said that Uhuru ran. Uhuru was in America. He ran to Raila and told Raila, go and talk to Ruto and then find a way on how to suppress these people, because we rather have Ruto than have these people we don't understand. And then he said, no, why? How can I go? That's his argument. That's what he's saying. He said, how can I go? Then Uhuru said, I'm going to organize. How? So Uhuru sometimes he speaks to Ruto, or he has people in the government who speaks to Ruto, and immediately this guy listened to them, and a broad-based government was formed. Later on, after putting Badi and the ODM brigade, then later, what happened? The Kikuyu brigade, Mutahi Kagwe, this Kipara guy, anaitangwa nani?
Eli Kinyanjui.
This Kipara
Kabogo.
guy, Kabogo, whose people were donating hair. They said, these young guys, they said they're going to donate some hair to him. He started speaking stupid. And then, they went into the government, and the system was like complete. Now the Gen Zs are making noises, but the government is being structured inside. Then Matiang'i comes from America. He's launched, although it looks like it failed. Then we have Wamunyoro, who is really working hard, very hard, and everybody is admiring him, and I'm really admiring him. The kind of firebrand politics, that is what I am. And I think he's doing right. But again, the tide will work against him. The tide will completely work against him. They will gang against him, and then they'll put him down. They'll say, you're going to give you a prime minister or a minister, a prime cabinet minister, a position. And then, no, that is not guaranteed. That will be on paper. It's not guaranteed. Then they will fight him there and there and there. They will call him Sariti and clip his wings, and that will be the end of him.
Do you see, is Baba's career still, sailing well? Because
as of now, Baba is finished. But something will happen to Baba. The factor of choosing who to become, there will be a Kibaki moment once again. There will be a Kibaki government once again. If at all we get there, there will be a Kibaki moment where they will say Kibaki Tosha. So that is where
who is this Kibaki guy now?
The Kibaki guy, you have mentioned him, it is Kalonzo. If only he addresses things that hinders him from becoming.
So if
because Nyachai was the one to be announced, Nyachai Tosha. But from Serena to Uhuru Park, what changed nobody even understands. He went to the grave without knowing what happened. Because he only had Raila ameshika microphone. Haya. Sisi wote tunasema Kibaki Tosha. And that was the end. That was the end of the whole story. And from then, Nyachai alimalizika kabisa. Watu wengi sana. For the people.
So we just keep our fingers crossed.
No, we should not close our fingers. We should continue doing what we know best. If it is you, Plug TV, continue doing the Plug TV thing. If it's Ndura to go to the mountains to go and raise altars, I go raise altars. That's by calling. And somebody else to do what he's doing. We should not stop doing things because of something that is a small thing, which even might not come to pass. But the most important thing is that we need to build, and we need to allow these young people in the name of Gen Z to understand fully that this is not political, it is spiritual. Once they understand it is spiritual, and then they go spiritual, they will win the battle. The only thing they need to come back to is to understand this is spiritual. When you heard Ruto saying 1.2 billion charge, he has moved from politics to spiritual. He has the understanding of the altars, how they work. So he's reading, and that is why you see when the son is coming in to lend a hand, and many other people now on a spiritual angle, not on a political angle. And that's why people will be shot on their leg, because their legs are used to go and possess. So this is very spiritual. Anything that is happening now henceforth will be very spiritual. And people must really, really watch on the next move spiritually.
Asante Apostle.
Kuna kitu hatujanena. There is 3 million votes.
Gani zimetoka wapi?
3 million votes from Northeastern. You know, remember Duale saying that wamekuwa hii ya Mutahingunyi inaitangwa nini? The number what? The Mutahingunyi ilikuwa nasema mambo ya number mingi, watu wengi. The Kikuyus, there's a term that they used to say, numbers.
Serial numbers,
No, the votes. There's remember, you check for me there about Mutahingunyi, what he was saying about numbers. It's a common term. I don't know where today these things are disappearing from me. But now the Duale is saying imekuwa ikifichwa the population of the northeastern people.
Yeah.
And they are saying now there are over 3 million people ambao they are not registered, and they are campaigning for them to be registered.
What's what tyranny of numbers?
Tyranny of numbers. Now the fact of the tyranny of number is what now the government of Ruto is working on. To make sure the tyranny of number in Mount Kenya is neutralized by registering people in Northeastern and in Dadaab camps to become members who can vote. And they are targeting to raise more than 4 million voters from that region to counter the Kikuyu or Mount Kenya votes. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
The other day, Murkomen said they have in West Pokot and those areas, there are about 700,000 votes that need to be registered. They are not saying in Muranga there are 600,000 votes that have not been registered. They are not saying in Kiambu there are 1 million votes that have not been registered. They are saying Northeastern, there are people there. And remember, he said there is no vetting in giving the ID cards. That is where the catch is. Remember, Raila has also said he's really fighting that to ondoe a voting card, to vote in ID. And already there are people that have been given IDs, they were not vetted. Are you getting? Are you seeing the logic behind it?
Yeah.
So what these Akina Murkomen are doing are trying to bring that number to 4 million in our mind. It might not be there. They might not even be registering the 4 million. But they want to create an impression that there is 4 million registered voters in Northeastern. So when they will do the computer, vifaranga ya computer thing, when they'll be doing their computerizing, then the 4 million voters will vote through computers. And because they have already said tuko na watu milioni 4 Northeastern na hao milioni 4 wamevote, so hamuta argue. And they said round hii tunaenda kufanya maneno mpaka mtushangae.
Actually there this Wajir MP, female MP said that wataiba.
Hata kama ni kuiba wataiba. That is now, this number of 4 million might not be there on the ground, but they are trying to build an impression iko. So wakati wao wa kuiba wataiweka tu kwa computer and it will work for them. You remember one of the senior ministers in the government right now is the one that was behind the computers of the last time. And he is now very powerful senior minister in the government. So anyway, let's wait and see as we